Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we have to talk about the current polling, current polls once again, because although we have lost a lot in the electoral college in the last couple days, this is the average right now. Um, we got one analyst who is trying his best to get Trump's numbers back up, and that is Red Eagle Politics. He has conducted a poll, and you got to pay to conduct this poll, and he conducted this poll with two other organizations uh, in Michigan and a national poll. And just it turns out Donald Trump won Michigan by 3 points, and the U.S. race by 1 to 2 points. A lot of people will say, "Oh, Red Eagle Politics is a right wing biased fascist or whatever. He's still right. He's a Trump MAGA Republican. Of course, it's going to go to him." Well, here's the deal: most of these poll sites are in favor for Democrats. Like going all the way down, you would see where in this case, all these said polls that showed Trump winning, they were all left-wing organizations, and they were pro-Democrat. So, despite the new poll coming out for Trump, this poll has not been registered, and it really should. So it's saying 2.1, but I would expect this poll, Michigan, to realistically be 1.9 now. 1.9. And that's how I'm seeing it realistically with the turnout. Looking at that, we have our current situation in Michigan. It seems it hasn't really changed. Oh, actually, I fiddled around with it. My bad. I fiddled around with my own map, but this is what the current situation looks like. You have Kent County. That county is probably going to stay Democrat. It voted for Trump in 2016, and I'm looking at Kent County as a whole. It used to be a pretty big conservative base. That said, Grand Rapids, I want to believe it used to be a very conservative city. Now it's gotten more populated, and it's swinging more to the left. You also got Caramo County. You got these counties over here, and it just remains the same. And people look at the Michigan polling and they say, "Wow, a lot has changed." Well, here's the deal. Trump won Michigan. Trump won Michigan by barely anything. So we should not get our hopes up about Michigan, but we can't lose hope. We shouldn't lose hope. Because realistically, when it comes to, in this case, the previous pollings from, like, let's just say Michigan, for instance. Let's take a look at 2016. In Michigan, no, this is the Senate race. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. In Michigan. Presidential. Okay? And polls, although they're of course not going to show us these polls, let's take a look at statewide polling for the 2016 race. Yeah, this was supposed to be, in this case, Michigan. What the heck? Michigan. The winner was Republican. So yeah, you'll see a long-time Democrat record. And it's pretty much you would expect going into the 16 presidential election. Michigan had been voting Democratic since 1992. You would think, big chance that Michigan would go Democrat. But what you don't realize is Trump won one poll, and that is in a four-way race. And you'll see he won that poll barely, like 2 points. But when it comes to these polls, just Trump versus Clinton in general, Clinton was clobbering Trump by a 6 point lead, a 5 point lead, another 6 point lead, a 9 point lead, a 20 point lead, 6, 8, 12, 4, 14, 5, 4 and 5. At one point, I thought I saw 20, but oh yeah, there's the 20 point lead. But yes, this is going into election day. It looked like Hillary Clinton had it pretty good in Michigan. This polling we are seeing in 2024, which is supposed to be like in theory, Kamala Harris is supposed to be more weaker than Hillary Clinton. I'm going to tell you, most people know who Hillary Clinton is. Ask people who Kamala Harris is, they are not going to know who she is. So seeing that Donald Trump just won Michigan, like beating a very popular first lady, Secretary of State, and U.S. Senator, there is a good chance that, you know what, Donald Trump could pick up Michigan with by, as you know, beating just the former vice president. And that's not a big title. A lot of people do not, the vice president doesn't do much. We hear and see the vice president in meetings, but why should we know who the vice president? The vice president plays a very minimal role. It's the second stool of experience. But then again, Hillary Clinton had Secretary of State. And Secretary of State has a much bigger role than, in this case, the vice presidency. It's not, doesn't mean it's special. But yeah, Secretary of State, that's the person that goes around the world and meets foreign leaders in negotiations. And there was a lot of controversy in regards to Benghazi. Okay? Hillary Clinton had her weak spot with Benghazi. A lot of people criticized Clinton for her handling of Benghazi and Libya in its 2011 civil war. And that said, people didn't trust her. Kamala Harris, while she has a lot of controversy, just her record as district attorney in general in San Francisco, as DA, as you know, she's reckless. And it seems that more Americans are concerned about the migrant crisis. Trump has a 33-point lead over Harris when it comes to immigration and the migrant crisis. That's the deal is Trump wants to do something about it. Kamala Harris doesn't want to do anything about it. She is thinking emotionally. We don't need emotional people running the immigration thing anymore because the job isn't getting done. So the point is, yeah, we won Michigan in 16, and here we were supposed to lose it by I don't know how much, but we were supposed to lose it, guys. How did we win it? I just cannot fathom or think on how we won this race in 16. A lot of people are like, it's over, it's over. And it seems every time Republicans say that, it turns out to go in our favor. And every time we walk into an election, we're going to do a landslide. Well, guess what? We get crushed. And that's why I keep saying the Kamala surge helps Republicans. The Kamala surge thinks, oh, it's helping us. Well, sure, it may not be doing as it's helping you, but in the same way it's hurting you because you are giving the Republican base more reasons and anxiety and anxiousness to mobilize. this. You are mobilizing the Republican voters. When we see the energy of the Harris campaign, Republican voters begin to respond. Now I'm really going to vote because I see the threat coming close. That's good news, guys. When we have people expressing their concerns on how we could lose this race, you should bring up what I'm saying. You know what? The fact you admit this, the fact that you say, you know what, Trump could lose, will help Trump in the long run. Because when we admit that Trump can lose, and he very well can, we make progress. Very big progress. We actually say, you know what? Trump could win and can lose, and I'm going to do whatever we can to get him elected. And that's something the Donald Trump campaign realized. You know what? We're now the underdogs now. This is a real deal. If we want to win, we got to recognize the reality. This is a Kamala Harris surge. Yes, all the polls aren't legitimate, and that's why I hate polls in general, but what else are we going to look at to show who's winning and losing? Finance? A lot of finance. You can't just look into someone's bank account and say who's winning and losing. It's up to the running their candidates themselves to tell us how much money they have raised. So, yes, a lot of people say, oh, it's over in Michigan. Michigan goes blue. Well, I have a lot of respect to people that still put Michigan as a Republican. I have a lot of respect to people that have Wisconsin as a Republican because it's true. Trump people underestimate Trump. And the fact we got a new Virginia poll showing that the Kamala Harris surge isn't hitting Virginia. People aren't enthused with Kamala in Virginia. That's something I was concerned about. Oh, Virginia's going solid. Well, it very well could still go solid. They haven't really been doing much polling in Virginia, but it's been 4 weeks, a month, and the new Kamala Harris poll, not so much of it. She wins by 3 points. This is Roanoke College. 3 points. That is ridiculous. Everyone's jumping up and down for Kamala. So I'm really encouraging. So Kamala Harris, this is an advantage for the Trump campaign to strike because Kamala Harris is going in thinking she's going to win Virginia. She's going to win Virginia. She's running ads in Minnesota. She chose a lunatic from Minnesota that for some reason we all love. We all admire him. But she is forgetting Virginia. She's doing zero, none, nada, no rallies in Virginia. She thinks she's going to win it. This is Trump's chance. Trump should hit the campaign trail in Virginia before she will, because she will notice, oof, I'm not doing so well in Virginia, and she will do a U-turn and go to Virginia. I guarantee you. So, yes, I will tell you, we got compatible states. Tossed up states. This is the real tossed up map. Pennsylvania. New Hampshire is no longer tossed up. People that say New Hampshire's tossed up, just in general, I don't know. Virginia is definitely tossed up. New Jersey will be blue for now. North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio is going to be red. Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa's red. Minnesota stays blue. All right, this is what we're looking at. The reality in Oregon, we'll technically have to put it because polls. Yeah, look at the recent Oregon poll. Also, there hasn't been a poll in Oregon before. Kamala's first victory and the only poll being taken shows Kamala Harris winning by 5. But I would say, you know what? Likely chances. I don't want to get people excited, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states that are in play, in motion. So 8 states, Trump can expand his lead to, in this case, a much unpredicted lead of 326 electoral votes. That would be a legitimate victory. That would be the best victory I could ever think of. But right now, what we're seeing from polls are showing us electoral college wise. Yeah. Well, we're winning Pennsylvania. Arizona. This is what it's looking like, and it can happen. Kamala Harris would probably win a poll in Penn, and very well indeed, she very well could today, or she could tomorrow. It really doesn't. That's why we need people like Red Eagle Politics to sponsor polls. A lot of people. This is expensive. A lot of organizations. Honestly, if Red Eagle Politics can afford it, I think any sort of channel can. But yes, this is the polling front, guys. Participate in the polling front. Pennsylvania, like I said, is very tied up. Trump won the last few polls, and that's a good sign. But you don't know. You just don't know. You will just get a poll that shows Harris 2, and that would result to Harris winning Pennsylvania, and our September prediction would show Kamala Harris winning the Electoral College. So that is something to once again be concerned and keep our minds open about. This could very much well happen. So what do you guys think in regards to our polling data? A lot of people say, oh, what about 2020? Well, in polling situation in 2020 was did underestimate. Oh, well, they did take it more seriously. It was more better in 2020. Let's see, 2020 presidential election. Clinton was supposed to win Michigan by 8 points. In 2020, Biden was supposed to win by 5.9 points. So we'll just say 6 points. And you'll see Biden's winning tons of polls in Michigan. And in the end, Biden ended up winning. But then again, the political climax was against Republicans, right? People were angry about COVID. People were mad about the riots. People just didn't like Trump. We had a blue wave in 2018. 2017 and 2019 were bad years for Republicans. It would very likely go into his favor. Well, but how much would Biden win it? That was in debate. In this case, he didn't win it by 6 points. He won it by 3 points. So what do you guys think? Thought I would address that first. But anyway, I'm gonna thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next political episode.